we can find a way to make them work.
Mrs. Yardley?
I agree that I would like to, I think the program improvement proposals for the elementary school, the teachers, the 2 librarians and the 2 STEM teachers and the 2 exploratory language teachers would be a great benefit to our elementary program and to all the students there. So I would like to keep those in. You know, I would be fine with you know, using the fund balance to balance the budget. So, yeah.
So, Mr. Talbert, I realize we are missing 4 board members tonight, but do you think you have sufficient direction to move forward with the budget for the 14th?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we will put the textbook money back in, $53,100. We'll keep the positions as they are. The deficit will increase from $664,794 to $717,894 to potentially be decreased by a change in the solicitor rate when the board picks a new solicitor, and we can make that change once we know what that is, either probably not before the first vote, since the board it needs to go through that process, but certainly if the board has someone in place, we can have that change put in for the final budget that's passed. And I mean, I certainly want to use the most accurate information that we have, but we just used what we have at this point, so that's why we did that.
Okay, so we'll put this forth. I presume if there are any significant changes between now and the 14th, you'll notify the board of that somehow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we will. And what you'll get on the 14th is the state PDE 2028 form. It's the state budget form. It's the same each year. It hasn't changed from last year. The board has to pass its budget on that form, in that format. So that format, we'll put all the numbers in that format. And I shouldn't say Amelia will put all those numbers in that format. She is the guru of all those systems. And she'll have that ready for us for the 14th. And then we'll hopefully pass that on the 14th. And again, then we'll put that on the website and we'll put it in the district office. We're required to make that available for public inspection. And again, by law, we are allowed to make changes to that document up until the final vote in June. And we will do that if we get better numbers, for sure. And of course, as Dr. Bradigan said, we could get different numbers from the state also between now and then, and we could make those adjustments if we need to also. So I think I have clear marching orders, and we will have the information for you to vote on the 14th. So thank you very much.
Thank you. So that is the end of the motions and presentations. We are at the point where I will announce that the next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for June 6th, 2018. Obviously, one of the issues will be any discussion about changes between the proposed final budget and the true final budget, on which would be passed presumably on June 18th at our June board meeting. Public comment, same rules as before. Yes, please. Yes, you. Give us your name and municipality.
Dawn Burkhardt. I am the elementary librarian at Guth in Grace Elementary, former 3rd grade teacher here for 10 years, 2nd grade for a couple years. And I'd just like to say thank you. Thank you that no 1st grader potentially will say to me, Mrs. Burkhardt, I came back for a book and the library was closed. No 3rd grader is going to say to me, I needed a book for research and you weren't here, the door was locked. So I just would like to say thank you for opening our elementary library doors each and every day. It is so important to our kids. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Furlong?
Yes, please. Sue Furlong, West Rock Hill Township. I have a couple of things. You've got a $6 million future set aside for future retirement rate increases. If you retire that fund $1 million per year, that rides out our 6 years until our debt service drops dramatically, and so then you would be able to fill that $1 million per year hole with money that is no longer being used for debt service. I absolutely see no reason for glomming onto that money and acting like it's not there. Use it, that's what it was set up for. $1 million a year, 6 years, and then our debt service can make up the difference. Also, you talk about our bond rating, giving a high reserve gives us a low rate. That only matters if we plan to borrow. I haven't heard anybody talking about borrowing in the near future, so that doesn't hold water for me. Use the $6 million. $1 million a year, 6 years, then we can make it up with our debt retirement, or debt service. The autistic teacher that was in your page for new positions, as I recall, that was part of a new program being proposed, and it was supposed to produce a rather significant savings. Is that savings in this budget?
Yes. If that position wasn't put in place, the outside expenditures to the IU would be much higher in order to pay for the education for those kids.
Okay, so it is blended into this budget.
Yeah.
Thank you. Can somebody refresh my memory on what the world language teacher is and the tie-in it has with STEM? I cannot recall what that is. Is that that's not the immersion program, is it? No, okay.
No,
No,
the immersion program has nothing to do with STEM anyway.
Well, I knew that, but the world language teacher for some reason escapes me. I don't recall that.
So it's STEM for a semester is what we recommended, and world language would be Spanish for a semester. That's what the world language piece is.
Is that for all the children in that grade?
Yes,
Okay.
1 through 5.
All right. What was the assumption for the earned income tax? Did you leave it flat or does it go up?
Earned income tax went up based on collections.
By how much?
I don't know that.
Just ballpark. I don't need to, 500,000, a million? Okay, I'll get that number later. But it is blended, there is an increase blended into the budget, correct?
Yeah, and it's on our other presentations that we did previous months.
Okay, and that didn't
I
change?
just don't recall the number off the top of my head. But
Okay,
did
it
not
didn't change.
since
Okay, fine, I have that information then,
Yep.
it didn't change. I want to just point out something. Again, I believe in using the $1 million a year in future retirement, and I think that will help you not raise taxes, which is what you stated your goal is, and I think that's an important goal. But by the same point, I just want to be careful and point out that you are talking about, I believe, using your unassigned fund to help pay for these teachers, which breaks your rule, and it's a good rule, it's everybody's rule, that you don't pay for or implement an ongoing cost funded by or supported by a fund, because you've got ongoing cost with a limited fund. And that's the exact same concern that you expressed with the PEASers, but it also holds, I think, with the new positions. We have to cover those ongoing costs with ongoing revenue and not rely on a fund. So, but I think that the use of that retirement fund would make it possible. And I do
believe it needs to be used. The funds as they are right now, we have $34.5 million. Our budget is about $135 million. You know, if you've got any sand in that budget, you're going to run over your 8%. So I think, again, use that retirement fund. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment tonight? If not, we'll adjourn this meeting, and the next meeting following will be the Facilities Committee meeting. Thank you for coming.